Hello, hello, and welcome back to Wheel of Games, where we're going to be continuing The Pale Beyond. Last time we met our new character, Robin Shaw. He's a land-based, glory-seeking soldier. And we met a few of the crew members. We met the captain, and we were about to meet some new characters. Some new people who had just come ashore when we picked up the sled dog team. So let's get into it. Okay, someone just knocked on our door at the start of week 2. It seems like it saves only at the beginning of each week. Let's see. Who goes there? The door swings open to reveal Kurt Darling, all but filling its frame, grinning ear to ear. So we heard about this Kurt character last time. Apparently a famous explorer. There you are, Officer Shaw. We are Robin Shaw, first officer. The ship's navigator is a difficult man to miss. Stature and reputation precede him. Adorned with a slew of apparatus, this seemingly one-man expedition would be known to anyone following the heyday of exploration, and the merchandising that followed. Let's see. Oh, we're a glory seeker, so I guess that makes him our hero. It's an honor, really. A wealth of invaluable experience in such hostile environments. I wonder he's not been swept up to some other post. It looks like he's got some kind of a cane or something. Hiding away from the rest of us, are you? It doesn't feel like we were busy. Do you need something of me, Kurt? I'm not the sort to demand favors, Officer Shaw. Apologies for not stopping by sooner, Shaw. It took a while to set up my team, and a great deal of the crew were quite eager to meet me. That's right, you're something of a celebrity, aren't you? I take that to mean you haven't heard of me before? Well, that is a pleasant surprise. There aren't many who haven't seen my films, particularly in this line of work. More than one fellow on this crew said my work inspired them to explore the world. Quite the honor, is it not? I'm certain you receive that praise often. Not as often as you would think. Suppose I did get distracted, didn't I? Anyway, I was hoping you'd join me up deck. Oh, Captain Hunt? I'm busy, you should be too. No, we're friendly enough. Of course, but why? We finally entered the pack. I thought you'd want to see it for yourself. Yep, the ice pack, basically the beginning of where you're seeing lots of icebergs. Probably the smaller ones. I'll be right behind you, Kurt. If I knew what work I specifically had to do, maybe I'd turn him down, but no, we're friendly enough. Kurt turns to walk away before turning back. Oh, and enjoy your morning. It's a good day, Shaw. Har! He leaves. He's now added to our manifest. Our journal. We still have a number of sailors to meet before we can add them to our work rosters. Oh, tab's a shortcut. Week 2. The ship makes its last port at Orca Island. Cordell's sledding dogs are picked up. The scouting crew and Kurt Darling are picked up. The days are getting brighter as you move further south. Out into the hull. Let's see. Oh. Mrs. Gloss. You note one of the science team returning to their room. Ah, Mrs. Gloss. Did you have a good rest? He's very big. He nods to you. Ah, hello. I did not expect many to be up this early. Harriet Glossley. I believe I have met your husband. Ah, yes. Dwight made mention of your encounter. He's still fast asleep. He's adjusted to the ship well. I believed a walk around the ship would help acclimate myself to the waves. Perhaps it will take some more time. With that, Mrs. Gloss makes her way back to her cabin. The science team aren't used to the sea, or the sailor folk. Quite the culture clash, isn't it? Well, I'm sure they'll grow used to them over time. Har. Okay, she's added to the manifest. Hello, Aurora. Just walking back and forth in front of me, blocking the screen. Let's see, anyone else up north? So our cabin's over here. Let's see the doctor's office. Well, at this point, we still want to meet every person we can. So we need to go upstairs. I wonder if he's going to stop us from going down. Seems the good doctor isn't in. Or sleeping. You are yet to come across the ship's doctor, even after all this time. I mean, it says we're on week 2, but there was also that whole 1 month thing at the beginning. I can't imagine we wouldn't have met everyone, but it's a gameplay thing. Oh, it did let us go downstairs. Said something down there. Many of the crew are still fast asleep in hammocks. Let's not disturb them, Shaw. He's following us everywhere here. You don't want to find yourself dealing with an abruptly woken sailor. There we go. Aura's laying down now. Finish laying down so I can adjust my keyboard. There we go. Let us head up deck. Listen, the snoring is rather obnoxious. Okay, up and up. Up top. Well, we won't bother the captain right now. Let's see who's at the helm. You notice an older sailor at the helm. The old man takes in a deep breath in the cold air before letting out a satisfied exhale. Morning, and a good morning to you. He eyes you up. Officer Shaw, right? Lefty. Tell me that on account of, well, should be obvious. He chuckles. Don't worry about the bad sight, this is all feel. Just keeping her steady. Surprised Hunt picked from outside for his first mate. Does seem the insular type. I'm surprised as well. He seems the insular type. He is. He must be something special for Hunt to look outside the ranks. Hunt doesn't have much fondness for the military, but it at least means you've got the work ethic. Mornings like these are about the only peace I get from the younger lot. You should take these moments when you can. As you get older, I suppose you learn to value the quiet moments, eh? Let us hope we're just as diligent when we're old and gray. Myself before you, of course. Harold Turner, aka Lefty. You got 10 out of 29. Plenty left. You join Kurt at the bow of the ship. You both feel the temperance break. You both feel the temperance break the floes below you. Gripping the railing, he draws an enormous breath. The footing beneath rises as the ship mounts an impending ice floe. There's a moment's hesitation before a profound crack relieves the ship, cascading across the ice. See? Nothing else like it. Well, I mean, it doesn't imply he hasn't seen it before. You weren't wrong. It's something, all right. Look at the ice. No two cracks are the same. Well, they weren't all caused by us. Maybe the ones behind us. I wonder, I'm watching. Those are fully intact on that side, but I'm seeing cracked ones leaving us on the left. Are they all growing more cracked as we go by them? No, that one looks more really cracked as well. For now, though, I need a navigator, not a poet. We're about a week's sail from the last known location of the old Viscount. Assuming she isn't exactly where they left her, we can't take smooth sailing for granted. Same goes for this daylight. It won't remain this bright for so long once winter encroaches. Beautiful as the ice is, on this course it's going to get thicker. Looks out across the white. We won't be so confident when the leads dry up and we're stuck here till the next cycle. We need to change course. Avoid the pack. Have you informed Captain Hunt? He won't listen to me. Thinks I've been dulled by retirement. I've probably seen more ice than he has whiskey. Well, I suppose this is a bit optimistic, but we have enough supplies if it comes to that. It's not the supplies I'd be worried about in that situation. People will turn on each other before they let themselves starve. Have you ever experienced the long night winter? It's not pleasant to say the least. I suppose this is going to be true since we were Navy military, I suppose, or colonial at least, but I can't say that I have. We're only as good as the unhappiest man, Robin. Cheer up then. That's it. We're not rude. I'll do what I can. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Kurt nods and turns back to look across the ice. Okay, so he's essentially saying, on our current course, we're going to get stuck in the ice pack. Now we can go talk to the captain. Yeah, I noticed last time we went straight down to 50 out of 100, but we're supposed to have supplies for months, so there's something I'm not quite getting about the way those resources are working. Of course, our morale, we're only as happy as the unhappiest man. So that's our overall happiness. We're still in great spirits. Plenty of supplies. We're not stuck. Oh, okay, it's request time. This seems to be a core gameplay mechanic. Ah, Shaw. Ready for another day of work? Well, suppose we should bring that straight to attention. Did you hear Kurt's advice? He wants us to switch course. Aye, he had a few words to share. May have been an expert in his time, but these days Kurt is one with more money than sense. Anyway, back to work. I'd listen to the highly experienced navigational expert about which course to take. Just my opinion. I was hoping you'd help me work through a few more requests from the crew. You may have noticed the line pooling up outside. Everyone wants something, it seems. Call them in as you please. Photographer, a couple of sea hands. We know her, let's go with an easier, or hopefully easier one first. Captain Shaw? A thought occurred to me the other day while looking through the crew manifest, and well, it might be too late for this now that we've already entered the ice. Out with it. I thought it would be good to have individual photos of the full crew. For your report? Not only my report, it would be good reference for the manifest. Put faces to the names. Much of this crew have served me for years, some decades. I have little problem putting faces to the names. Your thoughts, Shaw? Well, it would be useful for me. I haven't been working with everyone for decades. I want it to be yes. Okay. It seems a good idea. If nothing else, it would make for a good souvenir. Sentimental of this expedition, are you? Some proper photographs will have some historical weight to it. Well, Belford, I see no problem there. I'll arrange for the pictures to be taken before the crew have their dinner. Thank you, Captain Shaw. Or Captain Shaw. In the meantime, I'll attempt to get as many individual crew photos as I can. You're still welcome to help on that matter, Officer Shaw. Trying. She departs satisfied. Let's see. Well, we've met Corvid. Hammond's a new one. Corvid enters the office. Hunt, you asked for a report on how the stowaway was doing? I wanted to see if the young boy has been settling in well. He has indeed. It means another mouth to feed, but the boy works hard and doesn't ask much. He has his Da to guide him as well. I'm sure the boy's father is ecstatic. Worried sick, but happy, aye. Well, what do you know, Shaw? Perhaps we were right to keep the boy aboard. And... oh, she leaves. Okay. Hammond. A short, sour-faced man in engineer clothing approaches. Our first engineer. Looks like he's got a little torch. Are you acting daft, Hunt? Oh, he's angry. Not with intention. Not bloody surprised you didn't notice. Shaw, this is our chief engineer, Clive Hammond. Chief engineer, then. An opinionated one. What is it, Hammond? We've hit the ice and you haven't assigned any extra men down on the boiler. You have your engineering team, and we've only got 6 arms between us. I need more manpower maintaining this. Sailors. Many of the crew have their own tasks they're busy with. I know I've already assigned Smurf on a matter. The captain turns to you. So I guess Smurf is not available. How many do you think is fair? 1, 3, or open the crew manifest to choose how many sailors you wish to assign. Okay, so 1 to 4. I mean, the more people we have working when things are easy, the fresher everyone will be when things get tough. So I'll assign the full 4. I don't think I want to put the runt on it, and Runt's Da literally has 1 arm, so that's not going to give us as many sailors. Doesn't make a lot of sense to put the 1-armed guy to shoveling. He'd probably be good at it, but that leaves us with basically 5 left. So it's who are we not going to put on? Let's see, Lefty. Well, 2 Johns. He's super strong apparently. Oh, okay, they get added in like that. Yeah, the Saltborn are good. So we've got Ice Savvy, that's Stowaway. I want to put the kid on the hard labor, but on the other hand, he's fresh. Like, I don't know exactly how old he is. If he's like 13, too young. 16, I'd be fine in this scenario in that age. I'm tempted, but he's also old. He also takes the helm. But then he's Saltborn and they're Ice Savvy. And Ice Savvy I want, like, on deck. Oh, who did I leave out? Okay, there's... I believe I've assigned 4. Interesting, they all circled down below, but since there's no more slots, so I've got all 4. You can take Tashi, 2 Johns, Corvid, and Joe. Take the men you need, Hammond. Aye, thank ye. We'll keep that boiler alive through the ice. A good spirit, that one. Beneath the oil and the temper. You won't be seeing much of him, though. Prefers to burrow himself into the boiler room. And that's it for our requests. Perhaps for the entire week. Good to have all that settled then. Perhaps we shouldn't rule out old Kurt so easily. If the man thinks there could be an alternate path through the ice, he's free to search for it. Shaw, meet with him when you have time. Changing course or not, he'll want one of his scouts set up in the crow's nest. Take care of that, then you'll be done for the day. A very quick day, and I'm noticing that as we're getting further south, the days are lengthening, and then I suppose in winter it'll be the nights lengthening in the long dark. Okay, and we're talking within. Sick young man. Put someone in the rigging, the navigator. Oh, he is seasick. You spot a youthful man leaning over the side of the ship, his head slumped as he looks into the icy pool below. It appears he's been visited by a spot of seasickness. Well, we know he's not okay. Patting him on the back may make him barf or surprise him. It appears he's one of the science team based on, like, they all seem to be sort of color-themed, so blue, I think, means science. And all the extra classes. I don't want to leave him alone. I want to meet him, so I guess this is not patronizing. Reach out your arm to pat the sickly fellow on the back. As soon as your hand reaches him, he jolts upright in shock. I was a bit afraid of that. A bespectacled young man, shaking with unease. He stares at you for a brief moment, a look of shame plastered upon his face. Sorry. I haven't seen you around. Who are you? Ah, I'm very sorry. Oh, interesting. Yellow. Well, blue... I guess blue is sailors. I'm very sorry. Arthur turns around and hurriedly runs in the opposite direction, avoiding your gaze. Arthur Nutley added to Manifest. Nope, he's not one of the science team. There's only one person we haven't met on that team. He's not a scout. Oh, he's a specialist. Arthur Nutley. Oh, he's the doctor. The doctor is seasick. Oh, he's a land-born doctor. Alright, the scratched out face one is us. Okay, now we'll talk to the navigator. Send me up there, I'll get you a reading. The scientist eyes the man's cane and turns to you. I believe the navigator means you to send one of his scouts. Navigator clears his throat and taps his cane. Of course. If you find one of mine, they'll get us a reading rightly. Oh, what's up there? Ah, crow's nest. Let's see. Well then, who's up in the rigging? While examining the rigging of the ship, your eyes notice a figure darting by, climbing on the ropes with ease. The figure lands on their feet before dusting themselves off. Their outfit denotes one of Kurt's scouting crew. Yep, see, they've got the red theming on. Acrobatic scout. Ah, no problems. She looks to you. And you are? Officer Shaw. Yourself? Dick. I'm one of Kurt's crew. Don't worry about my safety. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. Kurt doesn't just hire anyone. Well, he didn't hire me for no reason. Got the medals in gymnastics if you're worried about my credentials. Ooh. Jumps up and returns to scaling the rigging of the ship. Soren Killiper, aka Flick. Well, we've met one of the Scouts crew, so we can assign someone to the crow's nest. Ah, yep. Some choices require you to assign a certain type of crew. In this case, you may only assign Scouts. She's a Scout, Ice Savvy Islander. So we can assign her. They ascend to the nest and take a reading with the sextant. All clear from up top. Oh, our first map. So that's where we are right now. Viscount Island. Okay. So, interesting, we are looking for some type of magnetic reading. Viscount Island. Orca Island. I guess this is the ice pack we're moving through. And it seems like we've got to go through one side or the other for these. I guess that's solid glacial ice, because the land is the dark black up there. Nice. We got penguins and dragons. Okay. The last port you made, where you picked up Kurt and the scouting team from. And then the last known location of the Viscount, your destination. So I guess first is the investigation, and then we proceed with our exploration. Back to the ship. Okay, so whenever we want to look at the map, we can just head up there. Neat. Nothing left for the captain. Our room? Well, here's the rest of the scouting team, but we can't talk to them right now. Oh, or maybe we can. You overhear two of the newly arrived scouting crew talking. Yorick III. Ah, Quilzy. Have any trouble settling in? Not too bad. I can't wait for a chance to sleep, though. Proper navigator never rests until their work is done. Of course, of course. I take it you had no issue settling in? Not at all. The crew are a funny lot. Old Kurt certainly caught their attention. Alright, do you think any of them would mistake Kurt and myself? I think you'd collapse from joy if they did. Or perhaps. Okay. Now we've found more of the crew. Not too many left. I thought we were going to be listening at the door, but no, we were overhearing them from around the corner. We've got some cooking duties. Interesting. Well, we need to talk to the cook and its hooded sailor. Let's see what these other things are. I like how all the different cutouts sort of mesh with each other. So pumps. Well, it's not exactly clear. I mean, sure, pumps for removing water from the ship, but perhaps they do other things, like feed the boilers or, desalinization. How about the pantry? The moment you enter the pantry, a bag of flour drops on your head, scattering all over your officer's uniform. The hells was that? Gnomes! You wipe the flour off you before continuing. Well, looks like we just got pranked. We haven't been asked to get tinned food yet. That's... and I guess we just discovered who Gnomes was. We should have talked to him first, I guess. You must be Shaw. Seems you've met my brother already. You're in Stoke, but nobody calls me that. On this ship, I'm known as Junior. So his brother was the big guy with the accordion, which we can hear right now. Why the name? Should be obvious, you've met my brother. It's the burden that comes with being the younger. Hey Shaw, can you grab some tins from the pantry? It's nearly time for dinner. Okay, now we have a reason to grab this tinned food. 1 crate of tinned food. Now, referring back to the Terror again, one of the things about the Franklin expedition is that they were using, like, tinning food for preservation was a relatively new thing, at least at that time. I don't know exactly what time period, but Age of Exploration that we're in this game. So they basically had a low bidder on the doing the canning of the food, so they had a lot of contamination and like poorly sealed or just not properly cooked food in their tins. I'm hoping we don't encounter that kind of a thing, but it's something that's on my mind. Okay, the hoosh pot. Got anything for the hoosh? Feed the hoosh pot. Resource cards. Resource items may be spent here for instant effects, increasing food or changing the status of crew. Let's see. Crate of tinned food. Field sustenance prepared by the Apperton Tinning Company. They even named the tinning company. Now I'm a little bit extra nervous. So that's added 20 to our food. Okay, interesting. Resource cards. Up to 10 items that we can do that with. But this feels very tutorial-y, so I imagine we'll just do as prescribed. We have fed the pot with 20 food. Okay. And then we can call the crew for dinner. Yep, we can't grab any more right now. Interesting. So this is not the total. It's more like what's currently available, I guess. Okay, call for dinner. Dinner. The crew have their meal. And we just take all the pictures right now. Oh, there's Kurt's bunch. Sailors. A gnome. The photographer. Oh, and you can see all the hammocks folded up. Shall we toast to the ice? Oh, darling. Aye. The days get longer, but dinner is fixed. It will see us through the long days and the darkest nights. Now it's evening of the week. The crew return to their posts. The hammocks are unfurled in preparation for the evening. You can't help but notice that it's still bright light outside. Now we've got portholes on the sleeping deck. That feels like a problem when it's daylight all the time. Let's overhear some more people. Looks like we haven't met yet. 2 sailors passing by from the dinner table. An inebriated sailor on wobbling legs leaning on the shoulder of another. Good times, good times. Need to learn to handle your drink, Tucker. But I'm fine. My mates can carry me. Cavity? It's Cavity and Tucker. They can also drop you. Have 2 Johns carry you next time. So we've got a potential problem, sailor. Are you asleep? Yeah. Okay, Tolson Higgs. So we've got an inebriate on the crew that we're going to have to keep an eye out for. Oh, we've got another thing we can investigate. No response. Still no response. Oh, I was right to go twice. You can hear the sounds of rustling inside. We're still trying to meet everyone. Reveal one of Templeton's science team. Ah, the last one. Annoyed scientist. I am sorry about that. Do you require my presence? This is technically accurate. I'm acquainting myself with the crew. Who are you? You should know, I am the meteorologist of this expedition. That looks the most like me. Andre Isaac. If I am not required for anything, I would ask not to be disturbed any further. I am okay with that. There's our door. Let's keep going up. Let's see. You overhear two engineers chatting above deck. Or rather, you overhear one speaking to another. Wow, they've all got the goggles. I suppose being close to the boiler. Don't know how the chief could stay down there all evening. Grips and Dick. Okay. You ever see Mr. Hammond eat? I haven't. Maybe he doesn't even eat. Man's not human if he can work all day and night on that boiler. Probably doesn't sleep either. He probably sleeps. Hi, Dick. It's figurative. Right. So Dick is Ricky Flogs, and Grips is Gareth Forrester. I suppose I could bother the captain? I've got no point, or no reason to. So the dogs are in the forecastle. Bark, bark, bark. There's our 14 dogs. I only count 12? No, 13. There must be one more hidden. Ingrid Cordell. The dogs regard her with rapt attention as she paces between them, bowl in hand. The largest joins her side as you approach. Try some. This will probably endear us to her if we're either humoring her or this is actually good stuff. On the other hand, I have already eaten, that's technically accurate. What would our character do? Glory seeker, but not adventurous. Interesting. The verb is italics, and the speech is not. What's in it? Caviar and rose petals. Well, now she's definitely testing us. Yeah, okay. You nearly burn your mouth on the hot broth. You're not going to spit out food. I mean, it just says hot. Is that spicy? It's surprisingly palatable. You feel yourself warming up. You seem to enjoy it. There's only so much. If you want more, it will be among the dog's leftovers. Penguin, some blubber, some proteins, fastest way to hydrate them. Was there something you needed? Well, we know why she's here. She's here to look after the animals. Just inspecting the animals. They belong here more than we do. Unlike us, they need the ice. It cools them through their paws as they run. They'd overheat otherwise. You've been on the ice for a long time. A long time, yes. Who's that beside you? This is Stanberry. Orc. Strong animal. Very. They handle stress differently, adapt quickly. There's plenty to be learned from them. You love these animals. They need me, and you'll need them. Sure, let's pet Stanberry. Ruffle its head. It tries to lick the broth from your fingers. Okay. Good to have a good relationship. Looks like we could end the day. Let's just see. Oh, the captain has turned in for the evening. Let's check the ship one more time before returning to our cabin. Nothing we can do. Okay, and... Week 2 night. The food rations per crew member this week. Why would that be 10? I still haven't figured out how this thing works. Because I try clicking in different spots and it doesn't... It's like normal or none, but then there's half. There's like specific spots you can click on. Oh, now it did high? Maybe there's also like a delay or something. As I'm clicking. That time it allowed me to drag it. So if the rations are high, it takes up more food than what we've got prepared. Click. Well, let me switch it down to none. Now I'm able to drag it. I don't know why. This control is, I feel, not working perfectly. So fuel rations half. Oh, okay, so this is basically heating. So normal. Oh, but that's using up more. That's why it was half rations. I don't want to do half rations. How? Well, I guess we're gonna find out what... Oh, it won't let me confirm rations. Is that based on the number of people I sent down, that it's using more fuel? I find myself at an information deficit, but this is the highest things I can set, so we're gonna do that. So we lost a bit of decorum. We've finally entered the thick ice leads, and the days grow ever brighter. Let's try to get through at least one more week. 3 weeks on the Temperance. This game tree. So yeah, those are both now very low. What do we do about it? So our cabin. Let's check down below up first. Nothing in the pumps. Lots of people still asleep, so we got up early. Nothing we can do down here. Go see the captain right away? Oh. We can pet the dogs. You bark back at it. Bark. It offers you its paw. Tickle it behind the ears. The dogs must be happy. Oh, we can check this as well. Where are... Oh. Okay, I guess this isn't solid ice. It's just thicker ice flows. I hope it's not solid ice, or we have a problem. Okay, no new information. That's true, yeah, this does look like pretty solid ice there. Oh, neat! We can watch the ice break in front of us as we are... Yep, and then the open in the path. Hey, those are some neat effects. Nice to watch it break through. Oh, okay, there we go. It didn't just stop. Okay, to the captain. Yeah, how do we increase these meters some more? Captain Hunt appears to be absent. His chair is unoccupied. Odd. Well, I mean, we can't actually make the decisions. It's the captain. Wait for him. Uh-oh. The whole room shudders. This feels like an inciting incident. Maybe we just got stuck in the ice, too. I was literally just checking. Just checking all of this stuff. Examine the problem. What in the... Well, I was worried about this. Look at that ice. We could be trapped for a while. Strong pressures, as if we didn't have enough bother. Well, no need mucking around. Let's get to work. Where's Hunt? I'll grab him. I'm sure he felt it too. Shaw, check the boiler room. I'm sure the mole man has problems of his own. Not to worry, everyone. We'll be free and moving again before you know it. Back to work. Okay. So one of... Let's see, that Junior's the cook, so the cook's given us orders. But the captain wasn't in his quarters. Officer Shaw, what happened? Ship's come to a stop. I almost flung my camera into the wall. We didn't hit anything, did we? We'll need to break loose to get moving. Oh, we were looking for the captain. Not since this morning. He was going to speak with Grimly about the lifeboats, last I heard. Okay. Who's Grimly? The captain is deployed. Okay, Grimly Stoke. So he's the Elder Stoke? He plays the accordion. What's his actual job description? Oh, he's a carpenter. It says it right there. So he went to talk to the carpenter about the lifeboats. Oh, okay, now we can finally go below deck. Still want to check everything as often as I can. You never know when something... You lift a crate from the shelves. Maybe that will save our lives having that right now. Ah, now we're below deck. The coal bunker. Here's Grimly. Ship's stuck, then. If you're looking for Hunt, you just missed him. How? We didn't cross paths. Don't ask me. I'm going to check with my brother. Interesting. So Grimly may be lying to us. The game description did say that the captain disappears. Let's see, how about the coal bunker? We've got a sack of briquettes. I guess different from briquettes. Oh, it's getting colder as well. Okay. Approach the two men, the chief engineer and the science officer. If I'd made any errors, I'd tell you. It's secure, don't you worry. They notice you. It's secured? Special cargo? Or special science equipment? I'm sure you're aware of the situation. What's happening? I am ensuring that the boiler was not damaged in the sudden commotion. And I told you that if it was, you'd already know. Okay, so the boiler secured. I'm not in the business of making mistakes. I know that if the furnace goes, we go down with it. Yes, but you're only one man, with just a pair of engineers as assistants. Just looking at the number of valves, this seems far too much for you to handle. Maybe your bloody benefactor should have considered that. I've gotten used to it by now. It will hold, trust me. Well, I'll have to, won't I? I don't fancy staying on the ship any longer than necessary. It's imperative we break free from the ice as quick as possible. Hammond eyes you, a grimace on his face. First mate's here, but where's the one who got us into this bloody mess? I'm not sure if he's talking about Kurt or the captain. I was hoping that Templeton knew. I was informed by one of the Stokes that I had just missed him. Templeton also came down here and said he just missed him. But I have a suspicion as to where he may be now. We're on a ship, an unmoving one at that. The man cannot simply disappear. If he is anywhere, he must be in his cabin. When you find the man, give him an earful on my behalf. Can't do it myself, too busy keeping us alive. I believe you and I both owe our good captain a visit, Shaw. But you should call the crew for dinner first. Routine is important, especially now. Not before we've fed this furnace. Mind grabbing some coal from the bunker, Shaw? Or are you afraid of dirty hands like Mr. Templeton over here? We already picked that up? Coal goes in, we stay alive. Really is that simple. Well, the crew is not currently freezing. Oh. Okay, so that's added just 20 to the furnace. Oh, I can add... Wait, how do I back out? Back out. I mean, what did that do? Okay, so food adds a tiny bit to the furnace. Let's not burn the food. And just confirm that is... Okay, so yeah, sack of coal. Gotta make sure I don't accidentally burn the food and have them eat the coal. Okay. I don't think the crew is freezing right now, so I'll leave that as is. But I am I am concerned. I feel like I need to get more. Based on how much is consumed every day? Like, are we already going to be on half rations or something? Yeah, I am concerned at the rate of consumption relative to what we're doing here. Brimley's gone. Find the crew readying themselves for dinner despite the ice. Some seem nervous, others as if nothing's changed at all. Can I get any more out of there? Nope. Crew need fed for the week. Oh yeah, we feed the hoosh, but both of those are really low. Okay, well, I guess we're calling the crew to dinner. Then we go up and find the captain. Okay, the crew have their meal. The dinner is shared. The crew return to their posts. The hammocks are unfurled in preparation for evening. You notice it's still bright outside. Okay, here's the Stokes brothers. You didn't see him either? He didn't pass by, but his cabin door was locked when I checked. Slippery bastard. What are you thinking, Hunt? Okay, so the captain is acting oddly. Let's check again if we just missed the captain. If she never saw him. No sign of Hunt, I take it? Mr. Templeton passed by, but he wasn't exactly willing to take questions. Well, I'm willing to take questions. Let's make sure he's not in our cabin. Nope, systemic search. Not up deck or down deck? Let's check the forecastle. That one would think Hunt would be taking action at a time like this. Instead, he's squirreled himself within his office. An odd one. Pet the dogs? Bark, bark, bark. You nod at the dog. Okay, Kurt. Keep it up, lads. We'll set ourselves right in no time. Ah, there's men out on the ice. Presumably with pickaxes trying to crack the ice. Ah, Shaw. I just saw Templeton entering the captain's cabin. Seems Hunt's holed himself inside. Maybe if you had a word with our good captain, he'd be willing to lend a hand. Uh-oh. Speak to Templeton. There's something back there. Doesn't look good. I was informed that he was here. Where could he have hidden himself? I mean, I can see something back there. He has to be in here. Check under his desk. I highly doubt he's cowering beneath the table, Shaw. Arr! Ah, okay, I made him laugh. The captain's laugh rings out from behind the door. The captain watches you both, his head swaying as he chuckles to himself. You are a surprisingly difficult man to get a hold of, Hunt. Seeing that this is your ship. Ah, I know it well. Hunt's eyes turn to you. I believe you two are already acquainted. How long have you been drinking? I don't suppose you care to join? Captain's drunk. Hunt shakes his hip flask as he holds it out, whiskey sloshing and spilling from the top. And what of you, Shaw? Can't tempt you with some sweet nectar? Ah, fun fact about me, I don't drink. You don't care to humor me this once? Ah, your loss. You intend to offer drinks at a time like this? This ship, your ship, is trapped in the ice. It's my ship now, is it? And what do you expect me to do? Get the shovels out? Actually, yes. That's interesting. What do you mean? It isn't your ship? I'm not going to be an ass to the captain. He's still our captain. And chiding him isn't a productive thing, especially when he's drunk. That's just provoking a fight. What do you mean? This isn't your ship? Bought at an auction. Not by myself. Imagine that, captain of a private vessel, and I don't even own it. Pathetic. Mr. Hunt, captain. If you are not fit to stand, then you should retire for the night. Shaw will stand in your stead, and we can continue in the morning. And abandon my duty? No captain who would do that is a fit captain, wouldn't you agree? Well, not you. Shaw, isn't that right? What do you think makes for a good leader? Ugh. This is, a bit flippant for me. Making the difficult choices. Choices nobody else wants to make. Do you think you could live with yourself? They all act like the choice is the difficult part. The choice is easy, Shaw. Instinctual. It's not being able to sleep after. That's what they never prepare you for. But I'm serious, Shaw. To you, what makes a good leader? We don't have the time. In a word, then, what makes a leader? Ooh. Empathy? Fortitude? What we're going to need, I think, is going to be willpower. Personally, I would do that, but our character... Willpower. Willpower? Explain. Let's see. Well, this is pretty much what I... Oh, sorry, I'm in the way again. Didn't even notice. Why, I made the channel. The power to make the decisions that will last with you. Yeah. Decisions, making them, living with them. Here's the secret, Shaw. Anyone can do that. There's never been a so-called impossible decision that wasn't made. It's the days, the month, the years after. They're all as painful as the minutes, the seconds. That goes beyond anyone's idea of willpower, Shaw. Speaking in platitudes will do you no good. A good leader is something more than a single rule you are told to follow. When you see one, you just know. You have wasted enough time pining philosophical. Oh, my apologies. I'll ask the real questions. Shaw, look at where we are. Do you honestly think we're going to survive this? Interesting. Not so much optimistic. I'm not going to be the, bleh. I have no doubt we will. Well, I suppose someone has to carry faith with them. So our captain is, living some old demons, cynically right now. Captain laughs. Shaw. Nobody knows we're out here. That doesn't leave this room. Nobody knows we're out here? Oh no, wouldn't want to upset your employer. Our benefactor. We all want to be paid after this, don't we? Enough. If you weren't fit to lead this expedition, you should not have agreed to it. You shouldn't be. None of us should be here. Old Kurt paid handsomely to join. You're just a botanist sent to keep an eye on me. Our doctor, har! And then there's me. Interesting. What are we actually searching for? Chuckles, gesticulating mockingly with his hands. Ghosts! Templeton opens the door. The captain needs his rest. We'll discuss this once he's of sound mind. Interesting. The first and third one, I do wish to know more. I think that's like the last thing we say. Let him speak. I wish to know more. It's all right, Robin. Go on now, Shaw. I'll be all right here. That was the conversation ender I would have wanted to say. This doesn't leave the room. But he's not going to tell us the secrets now that we're out on the ship. People aren't out there anymore. And the ice is closed down behind us. Captain Hunt needs his sleep. It would appear the pressures of command have greatly affected him. You should find some rest yourself. The crew have their commands. Clear your head, and we will continue on the morn. Get the dogs some more? Nah, we've done that plenty. Anything new to... Let's see, I've got to up the zoom in speed as well, again. Okay. Well, the panning speed's up. Okay. As much as I can. They're still talking. I hope everyone's gone and I can't add any more than the one single... We've got to still be in tutorial land because we're not able to put anything that would support normal rations into that boiler. Nothing hidden. Okay, let's end week 3. The night. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What just happened? You awake to a room awash with green. Loud banging on your door and a familiar voice speaks from behind the wood. Well, I think this is a perfect time. I intended to just get to this this morning and then call the episode there, but I suppose I am evidently gonna leave this off on a cliffhanger. Sorry, didn't intend to, but I guess this works out just fine. What's going on? Now we've got some more intrigue with the goal of the expedition. I wish we could do more about the food and the coal supplies. I guess we're going to be on half rations real quick. And now, what's happened? Why did we suddenly lose 15 crew there? That's well, I guess we'll have to find out on the next episode. So, see you then. Bye-bye.